And welcome back here to the Macomb-Western Holiday Tournament coverage presented by Tom Conklin State Farm on TSSR Game Time Live. And welcome to the Ron Elby Auto Sales pregame show. BJ Stone alongside me, Greg Phelps, as we bring you Illini West, the Chargers, and the Titans of Monmouth-Roseville. And BJ, a lot of history between these two teams. They have been knocking heads since both of them came into the tournament all the way back to the time when Illini West was Carthage. And they have battled many times over those probably 15 years, maybe, that Carthage Illini West have been back in this tournament.
Well, and I'll tell you, every time that I've seen both the Illini West girls and boys, I see fearless teams. They're not afraid to play up. They're not afraid to play bigger schools. They have the attitude that they can compete with anybody if they just play their game. They're defensive scrappers. It just seems to be the way they're built over there in the Charger land. And for Monmouth-Roseville, much the same thing. I mean, we were just found out that they had a game against East Moline last week, so they're not afraid to play anybody either.
And Monmouth-Roseville considered a quote-unquote bigger school than a lot of the ones around here. I mean, their enrollment's 515, so, you know, they're almost they may be into the 3A territory. They play a lot of the bigger schools there. And, you know, Illini West, they're at 321. One of the larger, but roaming in the 2 to 1A category here. And we're going to turn things over, I believe, are we? Are we not? Okay, no, okay. As they try to get to, and folks, I'm getting used to all this technology and that. I'm not used to having somebody in my ear other than myself. All right, let's send it over to Jake Croxton, 20th year as the PA guy here.
Applying 10 senior, number 3, Jake Steele. 10 sophomore, number 5, number 4, Darian Smith. And a third guard for the Chargers, a 6'1" senior, number 12, Hayden Rankin. And at forward for the Titans, a 6-foot junior, number 11, Peyton Thompson. At one forward for the Chargers, a 6-foot senior, number 21, Reese Shue. And at forward for Roseville, a 6'2" senior, number 22, Aiden. And at forward for Illini West, a 6'1" sophomore, number 24, Wesley Robertson. And in the middle for the Titans, a 6'3" senior, number 34, Nico Andano. Blaine Skimmel ends up the Charger bench, assisted by Tim Lafferty and Tyler Brudd. Butler's general coach, the sponsor, Roosh Butler and Associates. Titan bench, assisted by Ethan Sikorsky and Tenor Schreck. Pat Osterman is the honorary coach, the sponsor, McDonough District Hospital. Your Game 8 officials are Brian Sorrell, David Hasley, and Brett Stevens.
Well, and thankfully, referee Brian Sorrell has not thrown me out yet. He did. I did get a warning out of him this year on the sideline. I did. I got a "that's enough, coach." So thankfully that didn't happen. Avendano gets the tip, and Jake Steele will bring it up for him on with Roseville as they go to work here. Chargers lock on to the man-on-man in the navy, kind of off navy, if there's such a thing. An orange uniform, shot on the way. Darian Smith right to the hole and score. And
talking with Coach Blaze Kimmel. Very excited to be here, by the way. First time inside Western Hall. He's from about 5 hours away. Now with Illini West, he said you get goosebumps coming on a big Division I floor like this, and he's all excited to play tonight. He said his team has to defend at the three-point line.
And a little magicianing by Robertson, shot on the way, no good there by Shoup. And out of it comes Monmouth-Roseville. Almagar spinning the lane, puts it up and good. And out comes shot on the way by Steele, no good. Steele hit iron, and now we're going back the other way.
And he said 100 more three-point attempts or three-pointers made by Monmouth-Roseville than Illini West, roughly. And Illini West has shot 100 more free throws than Monmouth-Roseville. So real different contrast in the way these two teams play.
And a different style of play here, and we'll see. It looks like a little pressure and quite a size differential between Smith and Robertson. And yes, the Robertsons are brothers. As a drive in by Shoup, he'll lay it up. Oh, just got it to roll up and over and in, and we are in a 2-2 tie. Back they'll come very quickly, driving in. Offensive foul on Thompson. Nice job there to get back by Shoup. That's a really good hustle play to get back there.
Full court pressure going to be applied by Monmouth-Roseville. And, the coaches will always give you some generic terms. We got to rebound. We got to, defend the three-point line. Got to play hard. What I really like, Jake Soto told me from the Monmouth-Roseville sideline, we have to contain Colby Robertson. It's that simple. He gave us the name. Colby is an exceptional point guard.
He is not big of size, but, man, he can run that throttle back and forth here. As I say, younger sister Callie has been a thorn in my side this season. She and a group of the girls up there as Robertson going to work it out top to Shoup. And Colby with it. He'll hang on. Now they put Steele on him as he'll break it down, come into the lane, kick out to Shoup. Shoup wheeling down, throws it out to Wesley. He'll zip it in the corner, and I thought that was going over the head of Carlisle, but he'll pull it down. Shot in there by Robertson is good. A little rabbit out of the hat, and it's 4-2 Chargers. Right back the other way comes Almagar, playing with the same bite as a Billy Gar and putting it up for a 4-4 tie.
And an alligator gar.
There you go. You get those on the end of the fishing line, that is not fun.
Well, getting them off, that's the hard part.
Snake with teeth. As Robertson going to kick out, 3 up and on the way, a little bit long. Nice rebound there by Carlisle. He another long-time Carthage name. Of course, Robertson as well.
Well, it can't be an Illini West game unless there's a ginger-haired genius in the middle somewhere,
There
right?
you go.
And in this case, number 12, Hayden Rankin has the red hair.
Well, and Robertson kind of the, I guess, strawberry blondish.
Yeah.
Brother Colby the blonde. And Mom and Dad sitting about straight across from us up in the stands.
Neither one blonde.
Nope. As they work it down in, waiting. Darian Smith trying to get in there, and Shoup did a nice job attacking him from behind.
But I think Reese just picked up a foul, his first.
Oh, there we go. And one of the things Smith did there, you got to be watching as a big man. You cannot bring that thing down shoulder level because that's what's going to happen. You got smaller guys, they're going to pick you every time. Avendano trying to spin at it, poked away, Shoup getting it out of there. Off to Carlisle. Carlisle speeding his way up the court, going to drive in. Nice shot up with. Yes, and it counts. And so the Chargers pulling ahead, and really this is kind of a toss-em-up. Neither one of these two ranked, so it's kind of a toss-em-up, if you want to say that. But like I said, these two have played some monumental games. As he'll hit that one. Back in the days of Chuck Grant, Bill Rasmussen, Eric Bryan, all the coaches, John Hughes, the John Hughes, might add.
The director? Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, he was a good basketball coach. Nobody knew that.
I didn't know that.
Pretty in pink, Illini West basketball. Hey, he can do it all. They bring it into the lane here. Wow, we have really run the gamut. We're on John Hughes Films and M&M. How about that for a night? It'll be Monroe basketball, and folks, I'll probably shorten it to Monroe a lot. I'm used to that. It makes it work. Titans, I guess, works just as well. Avendano, he's going to turn the turnaround a little hard off the glass. Swings in again, goes up, and he'll get a foul.
Wow, what a hard working job there by Avendano. That was nice.
And I know they were saying some of the heights as they come out, but unless you haven't been around a basketball gym, coaches are known to fabricate sizes.
Either up or down.
I used to be a 5'8" guard. You know how that went. As Avendano makes the first one. So, I mean, these guys, they say 6'2", 6 foot. Might be, I guess Santa Claus has been gone for a little while. They can lie a little bit.
I was listed at 6'2", played against a guy listed at 6 foot, and he had me by 3 inches.
Yep, there we go. I said coaches will put up a lot of lies like that. Carlisle looping right in the hands of Smith. And Smith driving in. He's got Avendano coming with him, but Smith able to shoot it off of there. And out of there with it comes Shoup. Shoup double teamed. And you notice Monroe's picking up a little bit full court. And again, we talked about the length and the width of the court. It makes it hard on teams that get by on pressure. It is hard to lock them in. And a nice dump down by Robertson. And they got a foul. I wondered if they maybe had basket interference.
And particularly tough on a team that doesn't go deep into the bench, as a 1A or 2A school generally does not. You don't see the same kind of depth here as you would at 4A. I did a couple of Simeon games and super sectionals years ago, and 12, 13, 14 guys off the bench, and not a lot of drop-off.
Yep. And that's a lot of these schools won't have that as our first substitution.
Yeah, Peyton Thompson picked up his second foul already, so he's got to sit.
And Tyler Finicum coming into the ball game. Shoot, puts it up and on the way. And so it is 8-5. The Illini West Chargers, the Gentlemen Chargers, lead it. I'll explain that story someday. The Gentlemen Chargers lead it here. They dribble. Avendano bring it down in the corner to Steele. Steele being chased by Robertson. And that one tapped away, and a steal by the Chargers.
Oh, nice defensive play.
And Darian Smith just kind of lurking around, able to get that one. And that's one of those you tell kids, patience, 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 patience.
First thing that comes to mind is Bird stole the ball. Bird stole the ball.
Exactly.
He just waited and waited and baited. Waited and baited.
And that is Wesley Robertson with the basketball out to Colby. And again, they are brothers. They work it out here. Chargers will slow down a little bit. Box offensive set to Shoop. Shoop looking in for Wesley Robertson. He's got a nice matchup in there, but couldn't get the shot to go. Rankin the tip. Good job by Carlisle. Out to Shoop from the college line, no good. And Wesley Robertson another board.
Good block, Avendano.
And they'll bring it out.
Avendano.
Yep.
I'll get it.
Robertson down in the corner to Shoop. Drives in, shot a little bit long, and they have had trouble finding the range here. And again, some of that, it is not easy to shoot here, folks. I will tell you that. It is a total perspective change.
2 subs for the Chargers, Steven Sparks, a junior, and Trey Niederman, a junior, 20 and 22 respectively. 17 on the shot clock as the Chargers maintain possession.
And they bounce it in the lane.
Too easy.
And that one up and in by Sparks. I was partially blocked by an official. They don't move when you tell them to. They get kind of cranky about it, too.
Time for you to give him a warning.
There you go. And now shot in the corner. 3 on the way. No good by Monmouth-Roseville. The Titans. Nice job by Colby Robertson to try to slide that out of there. And they get a tie-up.
Tyler Finicum hustling for that for Monmouth-Roseville. And you know what? I see these accidents and these collisions, and I think that I would probably break 5 or 6 bones at my ripe age, and these kids just bounce right back up.
Funny enough, I was more of the bone breaker.
Were you?
Yeah, I was had a history of doing that, so I was a little more aggressive. As Colby Robertson, nice fake, dribbles in, didn't have much. Off to Wesley, out top, shot on the way, a little bit wide. Just a little bit outside, as Bob Bucher might have said. Niederman.
The great Harry Doyle.
And now Monmouth-Roseville work it up here, still down by 3. Not quite the scoring pace we had in game number 1, or our game number 1. 3 on the way again, no good. And Robertson skying high for the rebound.
Does a little bit of everything, doesn't he?
He does. As the man, I've watched him since the junior high days. Nice scoop. But Sparks was not ready for it. Monmouth-Roseville, Finicum coming out of there with it. He's got plenty of guys with him. Dump down to Smith. Nice up and under.
That extra pass from the middle of the lane over to the left side made all the difference in the world, and that was an easy layup for Darian Smith, who has 6.
Sparks works it back to Robertson, kind of slowly picking his way up the court. And again, for a team that presses, this floor is difficult. You don't have these 6'2", 6'3", 6'6" athletes to do it with. And you see a lot of teams that press a lot struggle. On that one, Sparks just a little bit wide.
That unforced error is something that neither team really can afford, but certainly not the Chargers. As they're giving up a little bit of size on the boards, you can't turn it over.
And I had to laugh. One of the Monmouth-Roseville players was trying to check in with Keith. And while Keith does a lot of things well, checking people in and out of the game is not his role here tonight.
James Blackman on to inbound it, and he gets it into teammate Andy Myers, who just checked in for the Titans.
So the Titans going a little bit deeper than the Chargers. Finicum runs in, and that one right through the hands. The hot pass to Clark through his hands and out of bounds.
Ethan Clark, another Titan on the floor, number 13. And now they'll put on the full court 2-2-1.
And don't see a lot of teams use a 2-2-1 in high school. Mostly it's the 1-2-2. Sparks tries to break it, gets through the middle. And that's the thing. Once you get a guy into the middle, as they put it up and in, Sparks able to put it up and in, and you let a guy get to the middle, your press is done.
That's the very reason I prefer the diamond and one. And try to trap in the corners and out near midcourt.
Exactly, as Darian Smith stepping out, 3 rattles out, and the rebound, Wesley Robertson off to Colby. And here they come on the run, dribbling down there, pulling it out. And they'll work it out here. 10 seconds left to go in the quarter. 3-point lead for the Chargers. Shot clock off as Robertson goes to the lane. Pull up Jay. Kiss and good.
Colby with the cheese off the glass.
I love it. 14-9 lead here for the Chargers at the end of one on TSSR at Game Time Live. And let's go over to Mr. Dwayne Hewlett.
All right, here Brock Banner. And both day number 1 is almost complete. 3 quarters left to go. It's been a good tournament so far.
Yeah, so far it seems like a good turnout. Most of the games have been. Obviously, we had the one Pittsfield with the upset with the. That kind of the best game of the day.
Got Dave Hasley over there in a striped shirt making faces at you. You know, it's always fun when the officials can have a little fun too, isn't it?
Yeah, I think Dave probably owes me a few. I've given him a hard time a few times over the years, so I'll take it.
Well, day number 2's got some good ones. What are you most excited about so far for tomorrow?
We really thought day 2 had about 5 or 6 games that were really going to be great ones, and everything's kind of matching up the way we want. Even the Macomb-Abington game has the potential to be a great one tomorrow.
All right. Thanks, Brock. We appreciate it. We'll send it back to you guys.
Thank you very much, Dwayne. Back here, I do want to thank Tom Conklin State Farm, located on West Jackson Street in Macomb. And in Farmington, start your 2024 off right by contacting Tom Conklin State Farm to take advantage of State Farm's new auto rates. Contact them in Macomb at MacombSF.com or 837-1200, and in Farmington at ConklinSF.com. Like a good neighbor, Tom Conklin State Farm is there. And I'm surprised that didn't summon him.
Little debris on the Bulldog out there near midcourt.
Looks like a little bit of tape or something. And we'll get the starting lineup for the second quarter. Steele back out there, and we have an offensive foul as a little bit too aggressive by Blackman on the screen.
And he left too early on that screen. We talked about that in the first game that we did together here this evening. You have to set the screen, stay put until the play completes.
And a point of emphasis over the last couple of years, junior high all the way up through high school, trying to clean that up a little bit. It is not offensive line blocking. Although both these schools probably be good at that.
Yeah.
They'll work it up. Sparks right back to Colby Robertson, joined by Shoup here, Rankin back in the ball game. And also I believe that's Carlisle on the corner. Once again, official blockage.
Tell you what, you mentioned football. Certainly when I moved to Illinois and before the merger, the Blue Boys up in La Harpe, boy, that was a program, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. It was fantastic. A lot of fun back in those days as well. Few state championship, trip over to Champaign or Bloomington. And now the Chargers will bring it in. Robertson looking to get it into Rankin. Rankin trying to make some room for himself. They had to lob it all the way out to Shoup at half court. Back into the ball game for Monmouth-Roseville is Almagar. Over to Carlisle. Carlisle trying to break it down there. There's Corsaro into the ball game. Slipped him in there. And Monmouth-Roseville, what's that, about 10 or 11 deep now?
I'll count them. That's a bunch.
As Myers in there as well. Kick out to Steele.
That's 10 already that have been on the floor for the Titans.
And Almagar working it on the outside over to Myers. Myers a step, thought about it, pulled it back, and throws it right in the hands of Robertson. He streaks ahead of Almagar in and good.
When a guy's dribbling and does a Linda Ronstadt move, Blue Bayou, you know he's fast.
See, now I got you started. You won't. We'll be doing this all night. Almagar going to work it over to Steele. Steele going to get in the lane. Lost the handle on it. Rankin's going to come out of there with it. Chargers with the chance to put this up by 9. 16-9 they laid it here. Robertson, a blur in there right down low. Nice pass to Sparks. And Monmouth-Roseville has seen enough. Coach Soto's not very happy.
Well, not getting what he wanted. He wanted to contain Colby Robertson. Robertson hurting him to the point, to the tune of 6 points and several assists already. And he has to call a timeout and talk about it.
And, of course, I want to mention a couple things. Ethan Sikorsky, I know he's a former Monroe Titan. Helping on the coaching staff, you got the venerable Tim Lafferty over there on the bench for Illini West. He, longtime Illini West guy, and also we used to joke that he and Chuck Grant, longtime head coach at Monmouth-Roseville, were twins. There was no verification of that, I will tell you that.
But you've never seen them, they're not the same person, though. You have seen them in the same place, right?
Well, actually, I have, but
Okay.
a funny story about that. I remember Coach Tim Lafferty, a kid mistaking him for Chuck Grant at one. Awfully funny there. And of course, Tyler Bruns, a player for Illini West. And these are the things you remember. You know, I was part of that community for a long time. I've been a Hancock County guy all my life. Grew up in Plymouth, you know, worked in Carthage for many years. So it is kind of fun. And I'm kind of on the second or third generation, I think, of kids that have come through. And I don't know whether that means I'm old or there's been a lot of kids. I hope it's the one, not the other, but debate is out on that.
Another steal.
And now here comes Robertson again, threads the needle to Rankin. Rankin, nice fake, got himself squared and secure, avoided Avendano, and it's 20-9. Chargers double-digit lead here so far. Probably not what's expected.
Gotta love a kid who keeps that pivot foot as he's rotating around, doesn't slide it, and that's just a great play by Rankin. And now another steal for the Chargers. Here they come again with a chance to build on an already 11-point lead.
And it's the turnovers, really, from Monmouth-Roseville. Just not taking care of the basketball, being a little loose with it. As Robertson works out top, they bounce it to Rankin. Rankin wanted the back cut, couldn't see it. And kind of a high 1-4 set run here by the Chargers, looking for some back cuts in that. Always think of Princeton when you think of that. Started that a long time ago.
Tigers upset some people over the years, didn't they, with that?
Yes, they did. And now whirling, nice pass by Robertson to Rankin. A little bit of the okey-doke, bringing him in there and then dumping it across. And the Chargers open it up to 13, 5 and change left to go here in the second quarter. Avendano, the difficult 17-footer, fight for the rebound. Shoop able to get it up over the top of Smith.
I'm going to start calling Colby Robertson Soup Kitchen because he feeds everybody.
I love that. Wow. As coming back the other way, here comes a Myers, and he's going to be fouled by Shoop.
I don't have a problem with that foul right there. It is Shoop's second, but it's the first of the period with only 4:50 to go. And he doesn't give up the free layup. He's going to force you to hit 2 free throws.
And you'd rather that as well. A lot of kids are kind of hit or miss with the free throw, more on the miss side.
Tell you what, you don't want to follow the Western Illinois women this year. They're shooting as a team over 80%. A couple of them are over 90.
I've heard that. A joke, I had my girls sometimes treated the basket like we were allergic to it. And you get a lot of kids, free throws are a lost art here. Takes a lot of practice, a lot of time to work on that. And the shot is good. Put in there by Myers.
You know what would help make kids shoot better free throws? If they were shown on the highlights of ESPN instead of just the dunks.
Exactly.
That influences so much of what we see at this level is what the kids see on television.
Well, the dunks, the threes, those are the things that you see. The
out-of-control plays.
And that's, if you highlighted the free throws in that, because that's a huge part of the game. Robertson trying to break down a much taller Almagar, works to Wesley. He'll slide in and bring it out to Niederman. He'll back it out of there. Now he'll try to break down, comes into the lane. Kick out to Robertson. They just keep working this back and forth. There's 3 on the way, no good. And this time Avendano down at the rebound.
I think it's interesting. Avendano, a big guy, and he's being assigned the little point guard right now. Obviously, Coach Sotos feels that's possibly his best defensive positioning maneuver right now. And you get a guy that's big like, Kevin Garnett that can guard everybody.
Yep.
It's a valuable tool.
Well, the Swiss Army knife type of player, and that's what you want these days with positionless basketball. Robertson getting set up there as he runs to the corner, flips it out to Carlisle. Open 3, a little bit long. These teams have not been able to find the range from the three-point line. As Robertson stopped in the lane, brings it out. And a nice job. I got to give Steele credit for shutting him off there and making sure had no options. Robertson again taking a bounce, nearly lost it. Gets it out to Wesley. And I'll call them by first names. It's a little easier for that way you at home can differentiate a little bit. Working down here, under 10 on the shot clock. Carlisle in the lane, and Smith says, give me that.
Big block, and a great block because he kept it in bounds and got possession. Those are the best kinds of block shots.
And here's Steele out to Almagar. He'll toe up the three. It's long. One of those foundation layers has had a little brick in it.
Yeah.
22-10, Chargers lead. Robertson quickly right back at the attack. And he'll fake, make it in the lane. Night to Rankin again, who missed the layup this time, and Smith's got it.
Great pass by Soup, though.
It is. Brings it down there on the bounce. They can run Avendano. Slides underneath.
Oh, pretty shot.
And a foul.
Off balance, able to get the leaner to go. The hoop and the harm, he'll go to the line for one more.
And you notice that Monmouth-Roseville is trying to pick up the tempo a little bit more, and again, trying to wear Illini West down, get some more shots up. They've cut it to 10. As Shoop comes in and Rankin goes out, and Avendano going to spot it up from the free throw line.
Wesley Robertson picked up his first on that. Second team foul. Both teams with just 2 fouls in the quarter.
Misses that, and I got to tell you that I saw a guy once, and yes, indeed, Wisconsin Green Bay, the guy would shoot the free throw from the three-point line. Not kidding.
Just felt better from there.
I guess. They bring it down to Niederman. Looking to post it in there to Sparks. Up top for Wesley Robertson. Avendano on him, and Smith, a nice jump of reaching over on that, and I think
that's going to be off the foot of Robertson. Good call.
Yep. And Smith did a nice job, and that's a lost start too, reaching over the top, but not making contact all across the back. Avendano into Steele.
You know, the high school officials and the calls that they make on out-of-bounds plays like that, they don't have the luxury of going to replay, probably do a better job than the higher levels.
I easily say so, because they have to make all those decisions in.
And stand by them and live with them.
Yep. And I know sometimes people will say that I'm kind of hard on officials or I pick at them and that, but I tell you what, all the respect in the world, always make sure to shake their hand after the game, because I appreciate what they do. Finicum spots himself for the three. He's got a sports corner three.
First made three for the Titans, gets them back within 7.
We go under 2 minutes here. Robertson moving everybody out of there. Almagar and Steele trying to get him. Now comes across half court. In the corner, Shoop fakes, drives on Smith. Out to Wesley Robertson. He'll spot the three. No good, and the rebound tip. Smith down with it. He's starting to make himself more of a presence. Steele had Almagar running up the court. Missed him. Smith steps into a long three. No good. And the rebound snapped out of there by the Chargers Sparks. Here comes Robertson picking up steam as he goes, and he'll be fouled.
The acceleration is so impressive for the young guy. He goes from mid-speed to full speed in 1 step.
And like I said, I can tell you that's been all the way back since his junior high days. Looks it in, lob into Wesley. Probably drawn up in the driveway somewhere that play went. And out to Shoop, swinging it over to Carlisle. Carlisle holds. He's got Smith out top on him, trying to break him down. Or to Wesley Robertson. He'll wheel in. Out it comes for Shoop. Shoop looking here. Back out to Colby Robertson. Monmouth-Roseville trying to tighten up on the D. Down by 7 to Carlisle. Carlisle, a couple of bounces, wheels it in. Nice job by Shoop. And I wish we had replay, because you could see the seal that Shoop put on there. That was fantastic.
Got him on his rump, got him off the right hip, and the pass came to the left hip. It was beautiful.
And another turnover. They bounce it up to Carlisle. He'll whip it around, almost got it. And the rebound fought for out of there with it. Comes Steele, stolen, nearly stolen by Robertson.
Look out.
Here comes Smith, and he just lays it up and in.
A 4-on-0 break.
And I got to applaud that Smith. I don't know if he can dunk, I assume. And he took the easy, sure layup. And you love to see that. 24-17. Chargers going to hold for the last one. Actually, about a few tenths of a second difference between the shot clock and game clock. I am not good at quick math. That's my son. As we work it down here, they bring it out to Shoop. Shoop going to drive in, puts it off glass. Got it! Oh, offensive foul.
That'll wipe it off the board.
As Steele getting underneath him. And importantly, that will be the third on Shoop, I believe.
You are correct, sir.
boy, and that's something I don't hear often at home either. 24-17 here. 1 second left. Avendano heaves it and almost bags the cameraman.
They called that foul on Rankin, so it's his first. And Shoop lives with the 2 fouls.
And we are going to send it over to Mr. Dwayne Hewlett as he'll have an interview here at the half.
All right, we're here with Illini West head coach. And, Coach, you guys are doing what you need to do. I know that maybe the last 30 seconds or so wasn't what you wanted, but you're up by 7 against Monrose. You guys are in a pretty good spot going into the half.
Yeah, Colby Robinson's good. Colby Robinson for us. He's being a good point guard. Something that's plagued us all season is when we start making wrecking balls. So right now we're going to go talk about that at halftime. This layups there that resulted in 4 points for the other team. We settled for 3 or 4 threes in a row after getting to the paint a lot. So we just got to step up in those few areas. Defensively, I'm really happy when we're in the half court and set. We're making them take tough shots, getting a hand in the passing lane, and running off their misses. So hopefully we can step up here. But we know, like time out there, very start of the third, they're not going away. They're too good of a team, too well coached to go away. So we're going to be ready for them here.
Reshoot 3 fouls, probably a concern going into the second half a little bit.
Yeah. That was a bad one to get there. Probably should have had him out. That's a bad coaching decision on me, but that was a good take on his part. I would take that again. We'll be cautious with him to start the third, but bench will have to step up. Trey Niederman didn't play as well as he did, but Sparks off the bench provided probably 6 to 8 points. So we're going to talk about that and what we could do to counter them here because we know they're going to punch it
in the second half. All right, it's the McDonough District Hospital halftime show. We'll send it to the truck right now here and hear a word from MDH.
Is our title sponsor here on TSSR Game Time Live, and we're here with Lindsay Douglas, the Director of Physician and Provider Recruitment. I about left out provider out of that. So physician and provider recruitment here at MDH. It's a huge mouthful for me, so explain to us what that is.
Sure. So I am in charge of bringing in candidates for both physician and provider positions here at MDH. So provider meaning anything like nurse practitioner, advanced practice nurse practitioner, physician assistant, things like that. So I source those candidates, bring them in, and try to find the best providers and physicians to provide care at our facility.
So you found a home at MDH. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Where are you from? How long have you been here? Stuff
Sure.
like that.
So I am from Macomb originally. I graduated from Macomb High in 2009, graduated from WIU in 2014, studied communication there, and started my career in politics and worked for a couple different state representatives and state senators. Then found myself in the educational realm for a little while at the Regional Office of Education. And eventually found myself here at MDH. I started here in February of this past year. I started out as patient advocate, and this role opened up, and I'm now in the role of Director of Physician and Provider Recruitment.
Obviously, McDonough District Hospital, very important to Macomb.
Sure.
And it's the communities not only of Macomb, but Bushnell, Colchester, Blandonsville, Industry. You're from here. So what was it that drew you back here and got you to stay here at MDH?
So MDH is like home to me. I am a 4th generation MDH employee. So my great grandma Nancy Weaver was one of the first nurses that they hired when the hospital opened in 1958. My grandma started working here maybe 10 to 15 years after that. She started as a CNA on acute care, and then she worked in peds, and eventually she worked as the unit secretary for home health and hospice, and she retired from that position after being at MDH for a total of 50 years.
That's a long time.
Yeah. My mom is here as an administrative secretary. She's Brian's administrative assistant. And so I'm now here as a 4th generation employee of the hospital. So it was kind of a thing where I always thought I might end up at MDH just because of that family legacy of working in healthcare.
So before we came on camera, I heard a story. You guys were at a speaker recently, and you got to be there with your mom.
Yeah.
Does that make it really special to be a part of MDH, to still have your mom working here?
It's so cool. My mom is down the hall from me, so if I need something in the middle of the day, I can run down the hall and grab her. But it's also just cool to think about like the legacy that leaves in the community, especially being 4th generation and female. I think that that's just a really special thing for my family and for this community here.
So as we look at those kind of, you have a personal connection here. How do you use those personal connections when you're out trying to recruit a physician or a provider?
Sure. So I use the story a lot of my office, actually. So I'm in room 318, which was a room for patients at one time, and now they've converted it into an office space. And one of my favorite stories to tell physicians is that my great-grandma was sick in the hospital and was in that room, and that's where my grandma was recruited to join MDH. So my grandma had no plans of working in healthcare, but she was taking care of her mom as a sick patient, and the nurse at the time came to her and was like, "You are such a great caretaker. Why are you not a nurse? Why are you not doing this as your full-time occupation?" And so my grandma decided that healthcare would be her lifetime and like 50 years. And so she started working for MDH and was recruited right out of my office. So I just find that to be a really special connection when I'm looking to bring people to this community. Like, the recruitment started in this office 50 years ago, and here I am starting a whole new legacy of recruiting people. And I just am so passionate about this community, and I just love living here. I moved back here from Quincy, chose to raise our family here just because we really love Macomb, and we really love being in McDonough County.
So obviously the personal touch, you got the great personal story, you love Macomb. What does MDH offer to the providers and the physicians? What's the sales point for you on the professional level?
So because we're a small rural healthcare organization, your voice is heard here much louder than when you're in a large organization. So when you're in one of those larger hospital systems, you might be one of 15 to 20 providers in a specialty. At MDH, you might be one of two, you might be one of one. And so your voice in that medical staff office is going to be the loudest one in the room about your specialty. And that's a really unique situation for a physician to be, the main voice for speaking for pediatrics or for speaking for orthopedics or whatever that specialty is. You're it. You're the guy. You're the one providing the care for the whole community. And you don't get that if you go to a large healthcare organization.
So those bonuses are probably obstacles in some cases as well.
Sure.
So how do you overcome those obstacles?
It really depends on the provider. If someone is really wanting to be in a place where they're just in the background, they don't want to be that main voice, I kind of have to tell them, this is unique. It's a unique community where you're going to go out into Walmart to get your groceries and run into one of your patients, and you're not going to find that everywhere. And that might be scary for you, thinking about, well, I don't want to mess somebody's care up and then run into them and have to explain it to all of Walmart. But it's just, you can also sell that as you're not going to go to Chicago and work somewhere where you're going to run into your patients every day.
Well, Lindsay, I appreciate you coming and talking to us today. Hopefully some people can understand more about MDH and how it's such a family-oriented business and so important to McDonough County and the surrounding area. Keep doing a good job, and maybe your little girl that wanted that 100 chicken nuggets can be the next generation to join MDH.
Exactly.
Well, we'll be back after halftime here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
Continuing our coverage of the Macomb-Western Holiday Tournament, presented by Tom Conklin State Farm here on TSSR Game Time Live. Well, we've got some highlights towed up from that first half. BJ?
Well, the Illini West Chargers came out fast and came out hot, and they took it right to the basket right off the bat against a very big and talented Monmouth-Roseville team. A couple of nice hoops early in the game. And as you heard Coach talking to Dwayne, they were taking it inside and all of a sudden settled for about three or four three-pointers in a row. And as you can see from the early highlights, inside was working.
It was.
So get back in there. Meanwhile, for Monmouth-Roseville, there's that extra pass we talked about, got the easy bucket for Darian Smith. That was big for them to get back close. But Chargers answer, and they get it down low. Steven Sparks and Reese Shoup combined for about 15 points, if I'm not mistaken. That's a good first half for the big guys inside for Illini West. Then the steal and the blistering speed of Colby Robertson. He lays it in on them, then down Cordy comes with a little shovel pass inside to Sparks, and Soup Kitchen feeds another. Pretty good first half for Robertson. Another assist. How many does he have, by the way, in the assist chart?
I was going to look that up as Mr. Robertson has, they say just 3, but it seems like a lot more than that.
Sure does. Monmouth-Roseville got back close late, got it back within 5 at one point, ended up with a 7-point margin after this hoop late in the half, and that was that seal move you talked about. Beautiful play inside by Reese Shoup. Did everything you ask him, a big man, to do. And then Darian Smith lays one in, took it very careful in the safe route, didn't go for the dunk and possibly miss it and not get the 2 points for his team. So overall, I'd say pretty smart basketball play by both sides. And again, both the games we've been here for a really, really clean play. Reese Shoup will bring it inbounds just ahead of us, as he's joined by Colby Robertson, Wesley Robertson, Rankin, and Carlisle on the floor here. And Reese has got to be careful. The only man on either side with 3 fouls. They swing it over. Colby Robertson, rather. Jake Steele, Darian Smith, Peyton Thompson, Aiden Almagar, and Nico Avendano. And Rankin shooting that one, and I don't know the turner. Had a nice job by Robertson. A jump ball possession, or I should say Monroe, and nice job by lurking about, as Darian Smith did in that first half. Yeah, Smith picked the pockets there, and that was a big basket for the Titans. They needed it. They needed a couple more right here early in the third, too. Thompson did pick up a couple. He disappeared for a long time in that first half. Smith trying to go to the lane. A nice job by Carlisle, staying in front with the body, not with the hands. Thompson corner 3, no good. And Monmouth-Roseville is going to check their three-point percentage. It cannot be great. And so actually 1 of 9 in the first half from the three-point line. So as you mentioned, Coach Soto saying, get it inside. Got to get it inside. Robertson going to work here, gives it out to Shoup. Shoup driving on Almagar. To Wesley Robertson, they do that wheeling in there. Nice. Rankin does a good job of sliding himself in to proper position, and that's not easy to teach a kid to do. And what a look by Wesley Robertson. And Almagar, nice chance of layup. Carlisle out of there with it to Robertson. Numbers. Blisters in the lane, trying the Euro step, and that will be the offensive foul. Nice job, Thompson. Hey, and with 2 fouls, he risked himself, stood there, and a nice job. But a foul on Robertson, the downhill skier from Austria, slamming into the bottom of the hill right there. His first. And out to Smith. Smith trying to come around the top. Almagar swinging it over to Steele. Steele puts it on the bounce a couple times. Are we due for an Olympics of any kind, by the way? 2024, isn't it? I think. And a roller. Wallered it all the way in and around and down and good by Thompson. And so the lead is still 7. 6 minutes left to go. Yeah, I think in 2024, is it Paris? Is that right? All right. Thank you, Will. Our director gives us the information in our headset. Colby Robertson. Like Holly Hunter talking to William Hurt in broadcast news. I love it. There you go. Robertson slices his way through there as Colby able to get a good slice of that, put it in, and drops it in for a 9-point lead. A slice of Colby. There you go. Got to work those in, especially the cheese jokes, anytime you get them. And now Thompson down the baseline. He tried the Euro step through, nearly lost it. 10 on the shot clock as Steele drives in, fakes, nice look off. Oh, what a tip. And Avendano, wow. That was an athletic move by Nico. 5 points for him. Avant-garde from Avendano. 28-21, still 7. It stayed about a 7 to 9 point lead here. As Colby Robertson bringing it down, comes over to Shoup. Shoup probes a little bit, out to Rankin, swings it on the pass. Looking for Carlisle out top. Chargers pretty patient here. Rankin trying to drive in. Out to Shoup. Shoup pulled it. Almagar said, bet you don't. 7 seconds left on the shot clock. Chargers working. Robertson gave a look up at that shot clock. Spins in there. Shot no good. Airballed it up. So that will be a shot clock violation. Not the best possession, obviously, tonight for Illini West. Chargers have been doing pretty good at getting their shots off with plenty of time left on the clock. It's actually been the Titans that have struggled a couple of times. And it's kind of one of those things I can see how kids would fall asleep with that and then go, oh, crud, here we go. Yep.
Thompson going to bring it to Smith. Smith, there we go. Getting it inside. Almagar going up. Can't get the shot to go. Avendano the tip out. And they bring it out to Thompson. Thompson a couple bounces. Quick out to Smith. Avendano looking to get in there. Out to Steele. Steele probing around. Shot on the way. No good. And again, the Titans. Abysmal, I guess would be the best to call their three-point percentage for the game.
They went to their 1-3-1 set right there using Avendano at the high post, and were trying to get somebody down the baseline free, but it didn't happen.
And nice pass by Robertson, a little bit low. Carlisle can't squeeze it. And Thompson will push the pumpkin up the court off the legs of Steele. Avendano, 3 Chargers jumped at him. Heard the Chargers after him, and they get him in the post again. This time they'll get a foul. I assume that's Colby Robertson. It is. And that's his second one. Had the charge just a little bit ago. Rankin out as Sparks will come in.
Second team foul on the Chargers here, both on Colby in the second half.
And the box offensive that Steele having trouble getting it in. Had to motion Smith into the backcourt. No, folks, that's not a violation. You can go into the backcourt to get that. Now brings it back the other way over to Steele. I give the Chargers credit, BJ, on the defense. They have really, really locked tight. As a near steal by Wesley Robertson. Avendano down and offensive foul.
What a nice job by Steven Sparks to sell that. I think Avendano actually got himself stopped, but the contact happened. He picks up his first team foul of the third quarter on the Titans.
And the lead still 7. Scoring has slowed a touch. 3:20 left to go here in the third quarter. Robertson walking it up. Over to Carlisle. Trying to direct a little traffic out there. Now goes toward the lane, and Thompson going to give the personal.
And that one some coaches would call the ticky-tack foul on the outside. But if you interrupt a guy's progress in that manner, you're going to get called more often than not. Third foul on Thompson. He'll have to come out.
And that's where the calls have changed. Referees, especially, it's not bad if you impede somebody's movement. And that, of course, does make the style of play a little better. And that one, Carlisle tried to sell his case that he did not tip that, but I think he got it before it went back out of bounds. But it's not never bad to try to plead your case. And now Steele will bring it up here. Still down by 7. Been 7-9 most of the quarter. Finicum in the corner. And Carlisle going to give a foul. And you mentioned that at half, and Coach Sotos did. They really haven't used their guys inside a lot in this ball game.
Well, they're trying to drop it down in there now, that's for sure. Illini West, thanks to Colby Robertson breaking down the defense, has been getting some inside looks. First free throw no good for Aiden Almagar. Wearing the greatest number in sports, the double deuce, the 22.
22. I always preferred 13 myself.
Did you? Well, Chamberlain.
I was 2 times 22, 44.
There you go. Chamberlain, the greatest basketball player of all time.
Yes, he was.
I'll fight people over that. But 22,
Certainly
that number, man, I'm telling you.
Certainly up there on the Mount Rushmore of all-time NBA greats. As Robertson works to Robertson. And out of Shoop. Shoop kind of happy feet. Now Avendano trying to press Wesley Robertson, and that's what you do.
Good
but
block.
A nice block by Avendano. Steele back to Avendano. He'll bring it out there. Give off to Almagar. He'll try to wheel into the lane.
Titans can get this thing down to a one-possession game, Greg.
And Finicum shooting it on the way. Got the sports corner 3. And that is a huge shot. And Illini West wants to talk things over. 28-25. Lead down to 3. 2:15 left in the third. And, of course, we are TSSR Game Time Live. This is the Macomb-Western Holiday Tournament brought to you by Tom Conklin, State Farm.
Over the years, we've told you about
Sorry,
the
spazzed a little there.
Green River College. Affordable.
Transferable credit.
Career ready.
A culture where students feel like they belong.
Wow, that brings a tear to my eye. And while all these are true, there seems to be one thing that, well, sticks. So let's give the people what they want to see.
Enrollment is now open.
All right, and I do see it's the green slime this time. It's not pancake batter. Guys that love food, that's what you think of first.
You know, the hardest working man in show business just finally sat down to take a break over here. And if he's awake at the end of the game, I, for one, will be shocked. Dwayne Hewlett's been here since about 6 a.m., and we're now looking at an 18-hour day.
Hewlett vision. See, that's what it's called. We
Hewlett
call it
vision is blurred right now.
Yeah, is that we call it TSSR Game Time Live, but it's really Hewlett vision. I see that written in script across the screen. Hewlett vision.
I like it.
Now for the Chargers, they've got to have a good possession here. It doesn't necessarily need a score. Score would be great, but got to have a better possession. They've kind of gotten off track a little bit.
Titans zone out of the timeout.
And Shoop.
A new look.
And maybe pack it in a little bit so Colby Robertson cannot break him down as much off the dribble. Kicks out to Wesley. Thought about the cross-court pass, pulled it down.
5 in the shot clock.
And Colby Robertson in the lane dumps down for Sparks. He'll put it up, can't get it to go, and that is another shot clock violation. That's a second in this quarter, and about the last 2 minutes as well.
And that zone confused Illini West coming out of the break. We'll see how they attack it next time down if Monmouth-Roseville stays with it.
Steele down on the corner of Finicum, who just hit the three to cut out. Almagar. They're
Before the shot.
Sparks got him on the bump. And just for a minute, they all did the bump.
1977. Sparks picks up his fourth team foul on the Chargers in the quarter.
Finicum with it, holds, comes back to Steele. Wanting to load Avendano, and the Chargers all collapse on Smith. An extra pass to Almagar. Beauty of a play. And they will get the free throws, but I'm telling you what, a beauty with the way they worked that around.
It's going to go against Wesley Robertson, his second 5-team for the final 119 of the third period. All free throws now, shooting or not for the Titans.
And you get maybe a sense a little bit of fatigue starting to creep into the Chargers.
Well, and maybe where the Titans did get 10 guys in the first half, got some extra minutes for some of their guys. Certainly, that could be an issue. Shoop and Sparks go out.
Both Robertsons, neither one has been off the court, I think.
I think you're right. Second free throw good, so he hits one of two.
And one of those aforementioned subs as Myers comes back in, replacing Almagar.
And this gives Almagar another extra minute 19.
And
to rest
I guess
up.
Didn't get checked in time, I suppose.
Okay. Might have checked in with Keith again. And
they might
that
have.
Doesn't count.
I mean, I like Keith a lot, but he's not the guy that's checking people in and out. And maybe, not Keith. As Colby Robertson works it over to Wesley. And again, they've got to have a good possession here. It's 28-26, and there you go.
How did he see him?
Robertson to Robertson connection. That's just knowing where people are, 30-26, and you can tell.
They've played on the playground together, haven't they?
Yes, they have. I don't know that I would like to step into a Robertson family game, because I think Mom could step in there and mix it up. I don't know about Dad, but I know Mom could probably still step in there and mix it up. You got little sister. You got the boys. That would not.
You better keep your head on a swivel with all these passes that they throw, that's for sure.
Exactly. Robertson brings it over. Niederman right back over to Colby Robertson to Rankin at the high post. Had Wesley for a second, didn't seem. Now comes out Carlin. They may be working for one here on the shot clock. They have a 4-point lead. Wesley Robertson in the corner. A bounce out and comes over. They swing it. Niederman back to Colby Robertson. He'll take off. 10 seconds, 8 on the shot clock. Out to Niederman. Going to have to get something going. 5 and 4. Out to Niederman. Nice jump fake, and that it will not go.
The officials are right on it. They're listening for that horn, and they got the call right.
And a nice job defensively in the corner. I missed exactly who that was, but a nice job defensively.
With all due respect to the other games today, this has become the game of the night and day. Day one here at the Macomb-Western Holiday Tournament, presented by Tom Conklin State Farm. This has been a good one.
Steele dribbling it, setting it up here. 5 seconds left to go. Finicum, who hit the three, dribbles, kicks out Avendano, steps out. Nope. And Rankin down with the rebound, so we head to the fourth quarter. The Chargers lead it here by 4. And, of course, this is TSSR Game Time Live.
fuel, 4 tires of fuel. Come on, we got to get him back out there. He's a busy man.
I'm just here for seed.
It's all part of it. Suit up.
Nutrien Ag Solutions has everything you need to win the season and go full speed ahead.
And we are back here for the fourth quarter. This is, of course, Macomb-Western Holiday Tournament coverage presented by Tom Conklin State Farm here on TSSR Game Time Live. Say that about 18 times fast, and you'll be about as worn out as I am. But
so, Greg, you mentioned in the third quarter a herd of Chargers. And I'm checking, is that the official term, like a murder of crows?
There you go.
What is it, a den of wolves, right?
Yeah, and there's all kinds of
a gaggle of geese.
I tried to find that for years and years and years, and now I see a storm system of cyclones.
I like that. I like that. So a herd of Chargers is good. I thought it might be Bolt.
And see, like Titans, I mean, I don't know where you can have a conglomerate.
A conglomerate of Titans. A big business of Titans.
There you go. You might even throw it in an Olympus of Titans.
Ooh, I like that.
Robertson, now you notice Monmouth-Roseville has really started to extend. They're still in the zone, but they're really extending now. Niederman, Colby, and Wesley Robertson ranking on the floor along with Carlisle for Illini West.
So in both the case of Monmouth-Roseville and West Hancock, it was the co-op that became the name Titans together, right?
Yes.
And now Wethersfield and Anawan have the same thing going on up in Kewanee. So is that the standard go-to name for co-ops is Titans? Is that required by law? Or?
I guess it evidently is. I mean, the more Titans popping up, you do have, I know there's 2 West Central named schools.
Yep.
As Chargers will bring it in here.
4th foul, by the way, on Peyton Thompson, so he has to go right back to the bench. His minutes have been cut severely by the fouls tonight.
Chargers working down, got a new shot clock on there, work it over for Niederman. Niederman gives a look at Rankin. They're patient here, but Niederman stepping up a 3 would be big, and he's got it. A little premonition. Sports Corner 3 for Niederman, and the Chargers knock it back up to 7.
His first bucket of the game.
And a huge one at that. Steele swings it through. Out and Myers on the way, cannot answer. Rebound Wesley Robertson.
Very composed sophomore.
Yes, he is. And they wing it quickly to Niederman. Now they'll jump back out at him. And again, they're still in that 2-3 zone that you talked about, but they're really extending it out. Colby Robertson faking, going on Myers. And I don't know what they got lucky. Monmouth-Roseville got lucky. He missed that layup. As Avendanu up to Almagar, puts it up and puts it in. Turns it into something good. Laid down to 5, 6.5, a world of time left.
Very rare transition basket in this one, and that break was run well by the 2 big guys from Monmouth-Roseville.
Now the dribble, Niederman in the lane, the floater no good, and the rebound out of there in the hands of Smith. Chargers kind of settling for some quick shots now, and on the pass, Almagar threw it right in the hands of Rankin. And that's one of those I talked about the seal. Almagar did not get in front of him and keep him out of there. Rankin going to set a screen there. Wesley Robertson out to Niederman. He fakes the shot. Get to Wesley Robertson. I know he can shoot it as well. Hasn't, but he can. Colby Robertson and gets bumped by Steele. And
not a bad foul either.
And that's something we'll have to watch here in this fourth quarter as the Titans have to get more and more aggressive. Will they commit some fouls, put the Chargers shooting free throws?
Shoop back in for the Chargers. They bring back their salt and pepper.
Oh, very nice. Very nicely done. As Robertson gets it back here. Holds it out on the dribble drive. Shoop over with it. Over to Robertson, looking at Carlisle, and Carlisle, a very rare 3-second call.
Yep, you don't see it much. But every once in a while, it's a good reminder to keep your feet out of there.
Smoke from the campfire got in the official's eyes, so they will call that one. And the Chargers drop it into a little bit, looks like a little bit of a 3-2 zone. As Smith going to put up the 3, that one's going to be short of the mark. Almagar did a nice job. And nice thinking, young man. You notice how Colby Robertson was to his left. He kept the ball up in the air when he shot it.
And I want to ask you about strategy as a coach yourself. When you're looking at two teams suddenly going to a zone, is that more strategy against the other team's offense, or could fatigue and foul trouble be some of that?
Well, I would say with the Chargers, probably a little bit of fatigue. I mean, they have chased and chased and chased. And also, you notice Monmouth-Roseville has gone after the inside a lot more in the second half. We talked about Coach Soto's talking about that. And when you don't have the biggest, thickest, strongest guys, that's what you do. You pack it in a little bit and dare them a little bit.
Well, when you look at that three-point percentage, it's the strategy to take.
Yep. Also slow the game down a little bit. And Robertson tried to thread the needle to his brother. Avendano, a nice pass up to Finicum, and a foul on Colby Robertson, and I'll take that foul. As Finicum made a very difficult shot for him.
The only problem, Robertson, 4 fouls. Both teams with 2 here early in the fourth quarter. Exactly 5 minutes to play, as you can see.
Well, and I guess I retract that statement. When you got 3 fouls, you got to know, hey, you let him have the 2. And this could put Monmouth-Roseville within 1.
They have battled back from a pretty good deficit. 8 points for Finicum. 1-point game.
Colby Robertson brings it up. Chargers gone a little dry offensively here. And what are we working on? About a 6-3 fourth quarter. Shoot with it. Nice back cut by Wesley Robertson. Goes up. And everything but the good defensive play. Almagar brought that hand down. If he'd had just gone straight up, Robertson had nowhere to go with that. And that's where you talk about the highlight stuff. The kids see the massive blocks, blocking it into the bleacher and things like that. Just play good straight up defense.
Yep. And mentioned it earlier in a nice play by Darian Smith when he made the block and the ball stayed in bounds.
Mm-hmm.
And you gain possession that way. The block to the 10th row looks fabulous, but you know what? The other team still gets the ball.
Exactly.
First free throw good for Wesley Robertson, his 3rd point of the game.
And a huge point there, stopping a Titan run. Free thrown away, no good. Rebound snapped up by Smith. Here comes Steele, and you see if they try to put a little pressure on Robertson. Smith back to Steele from the college line. 3-pointers, no good. Shoot down with the rebound.
Surrounded.
There you go. Take off out of there, up to Rankin. Rankin finding Colby Robertson. And again, still a zone put on here. And kind of a weird 2-3 hybrid. May even be a matchup zone.
Yeah, they've now matched the 1-3-1 setup for the Chargers. Our rule of thumb was always odd the numbers up. If somebody comes out in a 1-3-1, you put 2 across the top.
Yep. And another block inside by Monmouth-Roseville, but they cannot get the rebound. Robertson with a new shot clock, holds it here, whips it out to Wesley, his brother, and then they'll reset it.
That's a huge offensive rebound.
Monmouth-Roseville has not rebounded very well in this ball game. But the Chargers in the first half out-rebounded them 17-11, and it's continued here. Colby Robertson swinging on Almagar, gets in the lane, whip out to Wesley, shot on the way, short, and Almagar out of there with the rebound.
Well, Monmouth-Roseville wanted to travel, might have had a case on that last possession.
And boy, that Finicum kind of toilet bowling that one out of there. 34-32, 320. Robertson quickly up the floor. Nice up and under, couldn't get it to go. And now Finicum back the other way, and Robertson's got to be real careful. And there it is.
Right here in front of us. And that's his 5th. After the pass was gone by Finicum, Colby made contact.
Pure frustration.
Yep.
You could just see it there. Pure frustration. And we've got a timeout called here by the Titans. 34-32. Chargers lead it by 2. This is TSSR Game Time Live. Thank you.
Thank you.
4 tires of fuel, 4 tires of fuel. Come on, we got to get him back out there. He's a busy man.
I'm just here for seed.
It's all part of it. Suit up.
Nutrien Ag Solutions has everything you need to win the season and go full speed ahead.
Welcome back here, and in these timeouts, BJ, what do you think they're talking about?
Well, as soon as the 5th foul happened, immediately Jake Satos, the coach for Monmouth-Roseville, stood up and called that timeout. And remember, he told me before the game, that's the guy they have to contain. Now you've gotten out of the game. Now you've got a contingency plan, I'm sure, is in place for when he's not on the floor. Here's what we're going to do. He may change things up. They may try to use 30 seconds before taking a shot. Or they may really start to pressure the ball is what I look for them to do, because Colby has the ball so much for Illini West.
And each team with 3 team fouls here in this 4th quarter play. So do remember, the 5th one is the 2-shot foul.
Titans will come out on offense, but I would suspect on defense we're going to see a full court press and really try to hound that, double the ball if they can.
And we saw that earlier, and then they kind of backed it off. If they lock it on, Finicum out with it. And the Chargers stepping out a little more aggressive. Almagar in the lane for Avendano and kicks it out to Finicum. Finicum gathers. 3 is no good. And boy, I'd love to see Avendano. There he goes. That's what I wanted to see him do the first time. Get in there and make that shot. And
there's
we
the
have
full court press.
And we have a tie ball game. Niederman trying to get out of there, and absolutely the last thing you want to see happen.
Jake's smiling over there. He didn't like the call.
No. Thought that Niederman squeezed through a little too hard. And now for the Chargers, got to work their way back through. Niederman.
It's a diamond and 1, too.
Up to Carlisle. Carlisle threading his way through, down to Shoot. Shoot catching on the sideline here, gonna look, drive in. Tried to bounce it. Rankin had it go off his feet. Now with it is Almagar. Quickly up to Smith. Smith in the lane. Up and good. And Finicum crashed and burned in front of us.
He may have tripped over the official.
36-34.
Titans' first lead since very early.
Kind of like Lamar Jackson did the other night for that safety. 36-34. Monmouth-Roseville's first lead in a long time. I think since about 2-0. I don't know if I'm right on that. And nobody can check, so we'll count that I'm right. Wesley Robertson in the lane, putting up a shot, missed it. And the rebound, Avendano trying to get out of there with it. And we got a 3-on-2 break here as Almagar goes in, got caught in the air. Avendano down with it. And Mr. Almagar very lucky that Avendano came behind him. And the Titans lead it here by 4.
6-0 since Colby fouled out.
Niederman brings it up. Screeches his feet there, comes out to shoot. Doesn't have to be a 3. He's got to be patient. Do the things that got him there. Rankin. Now they get him a little bit late. Rankin with a pivot, turn shot, good, big shot.
See that? He went to his left hand right there, knowing the block was going to be looking at his right, and he snuck it around for the hoop, got him back within 2.
And we have a foul here. That will be the 5th on Illini West.
And we'll put the Titans back to the line.
Or are they saying that one was the 4? No, that one was the 4. Sorry about that. I looked up and saw the Titans one.
It's on number 5, Ethan Carlisle, his second. 4 fouls aside, so both teams in the bonus rest of the way.
Waiting to bring it in, looking. Had to come out to Almagar near half court. And for Monmouth-Roseville, we'll see if they milk it all the way down as we go under a minute left. 28 on the shot clock. Avendano bouncing in the lane for Almagar, and he gets fouled by Rankin. And that's inexperience, BJ. That's inexperience.
Taking a chance when he probably didn't need to at that point. Hayden picks up his 3rd foul, and it puts Aiden Almagar at the line. 6 points and 2 made free throws already.
Couple of bounces up and on the way. It's good. And that a big free throw. Makes it a stretch. And now looking for the 2-possession game.
When it gets to 5, it'll be 2 possessions.
Well, true.
I've seen 3 4-point plays already this year in college ball.
I've seen a lot of, you see a lot more of those now. Shoot, bringing it up. And again, traveled, drug that foot. And just kind of, you can tell, you take that point guard out of the mix. But these are things you learn as you go. Smith going to bring it in. Surprising, no pressure up for the Chargers.
And I think Monmouth-Roseville will continue to pressure after this shot. Of course, they can milk it all the way down inside 15 seconds now.
Over to Smith, back to Steele. Steele, couple of bounces to Finicum. Finicum down in the corner. And we've got a foul going to be whistled, but I think they'll put Almagar on the free throw line again.
Shoup picks up his fourth.
And let's take a look. We'll head on over to Dwayne.
All right, you know, they
corner.
said at halftime as Colby Robinson goes, as does the Chargers, and Colby Robinson fouled out, and it's been Monmouth-Roseville ever since. The attitudes are much better over here on the Monrose bench, guys, than it was about 3 minutes ago, and they can feel a win coming here in the final game of the day at the Macomb-Western Holiday Tournament.
Yep, thanks, Dwayne. They that really, you can tell, kind of took a little bit of life and soul. And Almagar drops a couple, and he makes the Titan lead 5.
And a timeout going to be called, I think. Yep, going to take timeout. Illini West will. So, yeah, since Robertson fouled out with 3:12 left in the fourth, it is a 9-2 run for Monmouth-Roseville, and they go from behind 2 to up 5, and that's the difference in just one ball handler who's handling the ball 90% of the time.
Yep, indeed, and you know, a young kid, and you give up, and you know he is a senior, but he's still kind of a young kid, and you get a little frustration, and that's what happens. And I tell you what, a wonderful, wonderful player. And I mean, it's going to be kind of a shame if they lose this game. Great for Monmouth-Roseville. I mean, the Chargers had control, and for Monmouth-Roseville, they can maybe go, shoo, shoo. We pulled this one out there at the end, but a little bit of a gut check time for both schools.
Well, and how about the honesty and the call by Jake Sotos? Got to control him. And once they got him out of the game, he called a timeout, and things changed quickly. Monmouth did go to that press, and they took the ball away from the Chargers a couple of times. Now they have the lead.
And Carlisle throwing up the three, can't get it going. Almagar out to Avendano, lays it out for Finicum. Finicum fakes. I love that.
Pretty play.
Stop and go. Didn't crash his way to the hoop. And they're up 7 now, 8 seconds left to go. Chargers putting up a very valiant fight, but coming up a little bit short. Monmouth-Roseville heads to the winner's side of the circle as they win it 43-36 in our nightcap here.
Yep.
And so we'll go to Dwayne Hewlett in just a second here as the coach Jake Sotos. And again, they will match up coming up with the Central Panthers, the #1 seeded team here. And that ought to be kind of an interesting game between those two.
These quarterfinal games, Greg, are going to be fantastic. You're going to have West Hancock and Illini Bluffs. And talking to some of the other coaches from last year, may have to have 4 officials, or 5 perhaps, for that one, because that's going to be fun. Farmington then takes on Rock Ridge, 2 teams that met each other a couple times in recent tournament play. A-Town, getting by #4 seeded Pittsfield, will go up against Macomb in the 3rd quarterfinal, and Camp Point Central will get this Monmouth-Roseville team, which we're going to find out more about with Dwayne Hewlett right now.
All right, we're here. And you guys had a rough first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, but I guess it's kind of like you can be second every lap of a race as long as you lead the last lap, right? And you led the last one.
Well, that's why they play 2 halves, right? I mean, that first half we were just kind of dead, and we challenged them in the second half to come out and play well, and they did. You know, it took us